Hey everybody, I'm still fine-tuning my mobile recording setup, so please give me some feedback in the comments below about the quality of my mic compared to my Yeti. Every bit of feedback on my sound quality does help. Also, before we get started, I just wanted to thank my sponsors, Cash and Prizes and The Dollhouse, for supporting my channel. Please check them out, as there'll be links in the description below. Also, for those of you who watched my last video that included the attorney bar complaint, the link to that complaint is actually in the description of that video and is able to be downloaded, printed, and used. Some people who actually watched the video didn't realize that I included a link to the template for everyone to use. With that out of the way, let's get started. Welcome to Brunei. This is the tourist page for the country of Brunei, which calls itself the abode of peace. And there's a bunch of little information about what you can do if you want to plan your trip to Brunei, if you want to take a tourist package, and of course, events. Let's click on the events page. So when you click on the events page, this is what comes up. You basically have the military version of MS-13 just chilling here. I mean, these guys do not look pleasant, right? I mean, the abode of peace, and yet you basically have what look to be like gang members in uniforms. Okay. And of course, they've got a variety of special occasions that you can do, little tourist trap types of things. But the thing that struck me was the look on these people's faces. They basically look like they want to kill you. I mean, it's not very comforting. Now, why is this important? It's because Brunei just passed a few new laws in the name of Sharia and Islam. And one of those laws is the death penalty for anybody who basically has gay sex, and for those who commit adultery. According to The Guardian, it's dangerous to go out now, young, gay, and scared in Brunei. And apparently this guy's the leader. He even looks like he's upset. He's like, this guy behind him, he's like, what are you doing behind me? But anyway, so according to the article, a day after it became legally possible to be stoned to death for having gay sex in Brunei, 21-year-old Zain got a bitter taste of the new reality. Walking down the street in skinny jeans and high-heeled boots, a flamboyant anomaly in the conservative sultanate, the university student became a target. Well, no shit. So, that said, according to the State Department, the Constitution of Brunei states, the religion of Brunei Darussalam shall be the Muslim religion. So in other words, they're more of a theocracy. They were ruled by their religion, whereas the United States is more secular in nature, even though it does support all religions. It is primarily a Judeo-Christian country from a cultural perspective. According to Wikipedia, with regard to freedom of religion, the government describes the country as a Malay Islamic monarchy and actively promotes adherence by its Muslim residents to Islamic values and traditions. Now, according to Harvard Kennedy School Belfer Center for Science and International Affairs, and this article was actually published also in the Wall Street Journal. It's entitled, Islam's Jihad Against Homosexuals, and this is dated from June 13th, 2016. So it's dated from a few years ago, and basically Islam's disagreement with homosexuality obviously has been long known, but it's something that nobody's talking about, and I think that it's really important to discuss and to try to get a handle on what's been happening, because I think that a lot of people are out there and they're like, well, you know, I can be Islamic, I can be Muslim and still be LGBT. Actually, you can't. According to the Quran and according to Sharia law, that's actually, I think they call it haram. So that said, the rise of modern Islamic extremism has worsened and institutionalized Muslim homophobia. Muslim homophobia is institutionalized. Islamic law, as derived from Scripture and as evolved over several centuries, not only condemns, but prescribes cruel and unusual punishments for homosexuality. Now, the interesting thing about Brunei is that all these celebrities boycotted it. They were like, oh my gosh, you cannot stone these people to death for being homosexual. Interestingly, they were kind of quiet on adultery. They're like, you know, don't stone the person for being homosexual, but, you know, adultery, go for it. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but, you know, I just thought it was kind of an amusing aside. Nobody actually complained about the whole idea of these people being stoned to death for cheating on their significant others. But, you know, if you're a member of the LBGT community, well, we need to speak out and protect you. But if you're cheating, yeah, you're getting stoned. So, and I don't mean the Colorado style. So with that said, what's funny about this is this little infographic provided by, I want to say this is, God, I don't even know where it's from. It says interactivegwim.co.uk. I'll put a link to all this stuff in the description so you can see it. This is the legal status of homosexuality around the world. And this is very recent. This is not old. So according to this, everybody in the yellow, homosexuality, or I should say every country in the yellow, homosexuality is criminalized with up to a 7-year prison sentence. In the light orange, homosexuality is criminalized by 8 to 14 years. And if it's dark orange, it is 15 years to life. And you can see that in areas where it's not criminalized, there are pockets where it's 15 years to life, as notated by these small circles that hopefully you can see my mouse hovering over here. The sections in black, those are fun. Those are death penalty. If you're a member of the LBGT community and you're in Iran or Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE or Yemen or Sudan, they will kill you. In addition to that, even though they do not have a death penalty in Nigeria or whatever this other country is, these two little black circles show that in those parts of the country, you're still getting the death penalty. And then, of course, they say that in Mauritania, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, you get the death penalty, but apparently it's not applied or something. There's also a little country right here. I don't know what country that is. So my Middle Eastern geography is lacking like most Americans. And then, of course, in Jamaica and in parts of South America, you know, there's criminalized. They have criminalized the LBGT community as well there. So now we know that it's not only Brunei that criminalizes the LBGT community. The question begs to be asked: is being a devout Muslim who adheres to Sharia law and the Quran make one homophobic? Further, does being a member of the LBGT community and opposing the Muslim-created Sharia law criminalization of homosexuality make one Islamophobic? These questions raise some interesting concerns in the social justice community, because I've always said that being Muslim or being a member of the LBGT community are mutually exclusive. You gotta pick one. You can't be both and live very long. Now, regardless of your answer, you gotta admit, it's going to be fun watching the social justice movement's Olympic-level mental gymnastics used to boycott Brunei, while at the same time remaining conspicuously silent regarding Muslim anti-LBGT discrimination happening within the social justice movement itself. It's almost like this is another indefensible SJW hypocrisy. With that said, I'm DDJ, and this has been your dose of misandry today.